Oh My Dog with Jack D and Sean Walsh.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Jack.
How are you?
I'm very well. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, yeah. And Sara as well. Hello, Sara.
Hello, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. How's Mildred, first of all? She okay? Had a good Christmas?
Mildred's had a lovely Christmas. She loved your Jammy Dodgers. Thank you so much.
Yes. No, pleasure.
Absolutely loved them. I've got some photos actually, but
good.
I haven't sent them over. But she had, if you remember, you got her some beef flavored bubbles.
Yes, it's bubble blowing thing. You blow bubbles in it, has she got into that?
Absolutely no interest.
No interest at all.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
Wylda loved them though.
Okay, Wylda loved them.
Well, thank you. So thank you for the beef bubbles.
Okay, good.
Yes, and Sara's the doormat finally arrived. These are the Christmas gifts that we got one another.
Yeah,
it did arrive. It's in pride of place at the front door, ready for me to make friends with all the delivery people as they come.
Has anyone commented on it yet, Sara?
No, fortunately.
I suppose if you're a delivery person, the joke would wear off pretty quickly, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Here's someone with an amusing doormat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know.
I feel like I need to say it was a gift every time somebody comes round.
In case listeners missed it, it's a great doormat. It says, "My dog only barks at ugly people." So very good.
Yes, so that was wonderful. So how did all of the dogs enjoy Christmas?
Well, I can say Dolly certainly had a lovely time. She just loves having us in all the time and sort of at home and around and settled and, and she just sort of really gets into doing all that. And she's had a few treats, obviously, over Christmas, and we're very careful not to sort of pile it on because don't want her to put on weight or anything. But she loves a little bit of white meat and so on and so forth. So it's her time of year, so it works out really well for her.
Did she get a little Christmas dinner, like a mini plate of?
She did get a little mini plate of very finely chopped up turkey. And she had that and loved it. We are quite careful with her. With our Dachshunds, when we had them, they would get a little bit of everything on the plate and wolf it down. They love Christmas.
Yeah,
So it's been really nice. There was a person who I won't describe too closely, but a person who keeps saying why is she being carried? Another person, and it just does me in. Just like every day. Oh, was she being carried? Yeah. Do you remember we had this conversation yesterday? Do you not remember that? Or is it, how? Or do you just sort of rediscover the whole world every morning and just do it again? That's unbelievable.
Well, I hope they're listening. I hope they've enjoyed that as much as we did.
They probably listened to one podcast and forgot it exists, and then and then they'll listen. Oh, this is good, isn't it? It's all about dogs. Someone who literally. This is my theory. They literally rediscover the world for themselves every morning. So they go, what's this? It seems to heat up water. It's a kettle, is it? Oh.
Oh dear. Oh, good. Right. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the new year, 2026.
Yeah, so far it's been all right, and very cold today as we speak, isn't it? So very cold.
So cold, and I wonder what our listeners their experiences have been with the dog in this weather. Because Mildred, for the first time in my memory, unless I've forgotten. But I know sometimes she doesn't like going out in the rain, but I've never had her not want to go out because it's so cold. She wouldn't let me take her out. I got her onto the street, and then she was like, I'm not having this. Get me in. Not doing it.
Yeah. Wow. They must feel it on their paws. I think, it's really get very cold feet, as you would. How was Juniper with it?
Well, I didn't take her out this morning because it's still quite icy and snowy outside.
Because you've got snow there, haven't you, in Bedford?
Yeah, a tiny bit.
Oh,
it's really just icy. So it's quite slippery. And I just thought her little feet on ice just the whole time. I don't think that's going to be a good idea. So I think it might warm up a bit and melt later, and then I'll take her out.
Yeah, because when I was a kid, we had this little Shetland sheepdog, and when it snowed and she went out in that, she went absolutely berserk for it. She was just like, "This is what I'm made for."
Snow.
Snow.
Yeah.
Rolling around in it. She couldn't get enough of it. She absolutely loved it. It was like, this is what I'm from Shetland. This is what I do.
Oh, so good.
What is your entire timeline of dogs, Jack? Because the sausage dogs, or the Dowsons, what are they called? That's not sausage dog. When it's not sausage dog.
Dachshunds.
Did you say Dowsons?
I don't know.
A new breed we hadn't heard of.
But the Dachshunds, they always get a mention. But what's the entire family tree of dogs?
Okay. When I was very, very small, and we lived in Orpington, my parents had a Basset hound called Barney, who was in the habit of pulling all their. This is before you had duvets. It was in the habit of pulling all their blankets off their bed.
Before you had duvets, what?
Yeah, they haven't always been in this country, duvets. You must know that, surely.
What are you talking about?
Oh, no. You used to have sheets and blankets. That's what you used to do. Yeah, back in the day. Yeah.
That's blown my mind.
Yeah. So, no, they didn't come in until the 70s, if then. And most people, in the 80s then started getting them. But no, it was sheets and blankets. That's why it's so important to make your bed in the morning. But anyway, this Barney dog, the big thing, used to pull all the sheets and blankets off the bed and roll himself up in them and go to sleep. And they were just, my parents would be absolutely freezing. So and then we got we had 2 or 3 very nice Labradors, lovely Labradors. One called Emma, is a black Labrador, and we had a gorgeous golden Labrador, Nina, who sadly got run over when she was about 8 months old.
Oh God!
But she was a gorgeous dog. And then we had Comfy, who was a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. And he was a sweet dog, a bit daft, but he was nice. And then Flicker was the Shetland sheepdog that my brother brought back from school. He was at a boarding school, actually, and he read about this dog that was going to be put down if it didn't find a home. And so he asked his housemaster if he could bring it. And his housemaster said, if you bring a dog back, you'll be expelled. So he brought the dog back and then talked the housemaster into looking after it until the end of term.
Oh, that's
Amazing.
a lovely story.
It is a great story. And she was a gorgeous little dog, just absolutely sweet. Quite often reminds me of Dolly, actually. So we had her for a long time. And then that was my last sort of family dog before I left home. And then our first dog was also called Barney. Me and Jane got a chocolate and tan standard Dachshund, who was a bit of a maniac, it has to be said. And he died sadly when he was about 5. He had a really bad back. His back went.
Oh no!
Which was really awful.
Yeah.
And then we had Walter and Darcy, and they when Darcy passed away, we got Dolly, and then now we're up to date. So.
Well, I actually had no idea, but I certainly had no idea about the Labradors, and I don't remember the sheepdog getting mentioned before. But that might be just because I've forgotten. But that's wow,
brilliant.
No wonder you feel so connected to dogs.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's they've always been there, and I've been very lucky to have them around.
Yes,
and it's a nice thing, isn't it?
I've got to share that photo of you, Jack. When
Sara's having to mute because. Juniper is barking.
Yeah.
Is there someone at the door?
She thinks there is. Oh, hold on one sec. Let me just
There's
sort
a
out.
difference, isn't it? She only barks when there's someone at the door. Okay, Sara, fair enough. No, that's understandable. And now, is there someone at the door? Well, no, she thinks there is. So now she only barks when she thinks there's someone at the door. Shush, she's back. Quiet.
There we go. That's it.
Hi, Juniper. Oh.
Hello, Juniper. Juniper's now with us. She's joined us. You're on mute, Sara. Do you know that?
Yeah,
here we go. Sorry,
yes.
I had to just go and grab her because otherwise it could go on a bit. Stay here.
You were going to say.
I've got a lovely photo of you, Jack, when you were a child, and
yes.
I think it looks like a collie kind of dog with
Yes,
you?
that's what a Shetland sheepdog is, like a miniature collie,
right.
really. And she was a small version of a Shetland sheepdog. She was.
She's beautiful.
Oh, she's a gorgeous dog. Yeah, very all skin and bones when we got her. It was so lovely to see her. Kind of, and it reminds me so much of Dolly, because Dolly was a little bit raggedy when we got her. And you sort of, it's more with Dolly. It's the expression on her face when we look at those early pictures of her. She's kind of looking all kind of worried and stressed. Actually, she's stressed.
Yeah.
Not that she was badly treated. I'm very sure of that. I think she's always been loved, but not perhaps not treated as a dog needs to be treated, because I think her first home was someone who couldn't get out very much.
Right.
And then that accounts for why she doesn't understand what a walk is. You spend the first 3 or 4 years of your life not knowing, then you don't figure it out really. Although she's great now. She's great.
You should say that to the person who asks you, why are you carrying, carrying her?
Wow. Yeah, what's his name? I told you yesterday it's Dolly. Have you not figured out it's a she yet? I mean...
Just record the conversation and play it to them.
I will have to, yeah. Just, I'm going to stop you there. I just want to play this back to you.
That's you from yesterday.
Have I told you I've done that at a gig?
What was that? Go on.
I was once, many years ago, I was having a tough gig for some reason. The stuff wasn't particularly going well. And I said to the audience, look, I'm just gonna let you know that I know this stuff works, so it's not me, it's you. And I played a recording of everything I just said working.
That's brilliant.
Down the phone.
That's so good.
But that kind of turned the gig. They enjoyed that. It was nice. But I should say, I think I need to hold my hands up here. I think it would be dishonest of me to not come forward with this, just in case any of our listeners are also feeling guilty. But we had been warned by, I think Simon had warned us as well, and we had our wonderful vet on before we took a break for Christmas. But we had been warned to be careful with the treats and the chocolates.
Of course,
and our dogs. And on one day, the family, we went out for a short period. And when we got back, or I got back alone, I found the box of celebrations to be open, and for the chocolates, Mildred had got into the chocolates. But I know it's terrible. And Mildred had somehow, I said to Grace, like, oh look, we need to be more careful. But she climbed up. She had got up onto a cupboard and then onto the mantelpiece above the fire, which I've showed you before.
Yeah,
but
I did forget. So luckily she was okay, and luckily there's obviously no dark chocolate.
No,
in those things.
Is that particularly bad for them?
Well, that's what it is. It's the problem. Exactly, it's the cocoa, and dark chocolate is the real problem. If it's milk chocolate, obviously it's not good. It's not. No. You shouldn't be letting them eat it, but it's not. It's not serious. It will mean
a Milky Bar. Is a Milky Bar even better for them?
What? But because it's white.
Yeah.
What? Well, you can try it on Dolly if you like.
No, I don't want to do that. You used to be able to get Good Boy drops. Can you still get those? They were chocolate drops for dogs.
Oh.
Yeah, you used to be able to get those. They didn't taste very nice.
No, I can't remember.
Obviously, as a kid, well, I did give it a go because I thought, is this some sort of trick that they're playing on us, saying we can't eat them? Well, But...
A paranoid kid. They're trying to get me. I'll show them. I'll eat this dog food.
It's a conspiracy. Someone has figured this out. But no, fair enough. They were just for dogs. They're not nice. But,
I love the stories from your childhood, Jack, because there's you eating dog, whatever, biscuits, treats.
Only Bonios.
Bonios. Your brother putting the blocks of butter on his feet to skate around the kitchen.
Yeah.
And your brother bringing back a dog.
Yeah.
It's
and
lovely.
Bringing back a dog, that was a good one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's as you get older, you filter these stories. You realise how bonkers it is being a kid. And so when you see it in your own children now, it's fantastic because Wylda, I imagine, is just coming into that. And perhaps, Sara, your two are almost coming through that period where they're just stone mad, aren't they? Just can't.
Oh, yeah. Crazy. They came into me once and they were covered head to toe in Sudocrem, which is stuff that you can't wash out. They were just caked in it. It was like two little snowmen came in the room. I actually had to use, but to be fair, Delphine had put it more on Theo, so he was totally covered. And I had to wash it out with washing up liquid. That was the only thing that could get it out. And then his hair was all really limp for a few days after that. Yeah. But I just was like, what now? You know?
Yeah.
Well, at least they'll probably never get sunburnt now. They've got enough for their life.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were making Bad Move up in Yorkshire, and Miles Jupp got sent? His wife sent him this. I'm sure he won't mind me telling him this. He sent him a picture that one of their very small children, 3-year-old, had got hold of his shaver and shaved his head like that. Shaved his great big bald patch on his. And it was because he looked like Andy Zaltzman. It was the most priceless picture. It was very funny. But that I do think that madness of children of being able to. I remember taking my bicycle apart for no reason other than my dad said, "Why have you done that? Why have you taken your bicycle apart?" And I said, "Because I want to make a walkie-talkie." And somewhere in my mind, I thought that I'll have all the components. So all I need to do is strip this thing down, you know.
That's fantastic.
The logic of kids.
Wylda's actually going through a phase of basically, you're not going to believe this, guys, but I seem to irritate my daughter. Who's I know, I don't know how.
You've not been doing your act at home again, have you?
Do you think it's me frog or toad? Wylda, do you think the punchline is frog or toad? But she doesn't like repeating herself, and sometimes I don't know that she's said thank you, so I'll say, say thank you, and she'll look at me and she'll go, I said thank you already.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
But yes, dogs. Just again, I wondered, was I the only one that messed? Well, I say me. It was Grace as well, but we messed up, and luckily it wasn't too bad with.
Yes. How many do you think she had?
And I mean, it's not good.
Really?
She got through what was left.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And what was she? Were there repercussions?
No, I mean, no.
No. Okay.
She didn't vomit. She might have. I imagine her her droppings weren't as solid as they normally are.
Okay.
But yeah. No, she was
fine. That's celebrations for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, good.
Before we speak to Simon,
yes.
I've got to play you a little clip of a previous episode.
Yes. Is this what I think it is?
What is
so
it?
should I just set this up?
No. Let me play this first.
Okay, fine. I know something's about to happen and I don't know what it is.
Okay, so this is a couple of weeks ago, just before Christmas.
I'm dreading this. If you remember, it was a while ago now, we looked after a dog. It was a Yorkshire Nut Terrier.
Yes.
And the dog's name was Mabel. And we absolutely loved Mabel, and I was very upset when Mabel went. Obviously, we can't have Mabel. But I think if we got another dog, definitely up there would be a Yorkshire Nut Terrier.
Oh,
I would see it,
okay.
but we'd have to look into, like you've both been, aware of. You'd have to look into how that would affect Mildred, and would she get on with a Yorkshire Nut Terrier?
Just before Christmas, I heard from the lovely Grace, and it's regarding that clip. So I'll just play you what Grace had to say.
Hello all, it's Grace here. Just thought I would send Sara a message in case there was any confusion for the listeners where Seann is talking about Mabel, the gorgeous little dog that we looked after a couple of years ago. She was, in fact, just a Yorkshire Terrier, not a Yorkshire Nut Terrier, which Seann called her 3 times. And the reason for this is because Seann takes everything completely literally at all times. If I ever do a spelling error or my phone autocorrects and something else, Seann will not use his initiative and go, she probably meant Yorkie. He thought she was called a Yorkshire Nut Terrier, but that is in fact just because when I was texting, I was out with the kids and my phone autocorrected to Yorkie Nut. So there we go. Mabel was not, in fact, a Yorkshire Nut. She was just a Yorkshire Terrier. That's what the breed is called. So for any confusion, there's not a new breed that Seann has created. But yeah, it was actually very funny because I was in the gym with Seann at the time of my listening, and he actually said to me afterwards, oh, I saw you and you were bent over on the treadmill, and that was actually because I couldn't breathe because I was laughing so much because I knew exactly why he kept saying that, and it just really made me laugh. Poor Seann and his simple little brain.
Okay.
Well,
right. I mean, how am I to know if it says I don't know all of the breeds of the dogs. It said on my phone, it said Yorkshire or Yorkie Nut Terrier. So I thought, oh, the Yorkie must be Yorkshire, and then Nut, I don't know what the colour of the dog or something.
I don't know why I didn't pick up on it at the time. I can't remember noticing that, which is maddening because I would have loved to have picked you up on it at the time if I'd heard that properly. I should. Did you notice, Sara?
I thought, I've never heard of a Yorkshire Nut Terrier before. It must be one that I don't. It must be really small. That's what I thought in my head. It must be called Nut because it's tiny.
I remember I actually remember when I was saying it, thinking, I wonder what the nut's about. I've never heard that before.
Yeah,
but that's because it doesn't exist.
It's just the absolute enthusiasm of Yorkshire Nut Terrier. I just love it, Seann.
Complete certainty of it. Oh, dearie me.
Will she get on with a Yorkshire Nut Terrier? We'll have to see.
Yeah.
It's a terrible thing. The autocorrect is you've just got to read through what you've dictated now, don't you? Because it's just awful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We went to someone's house. It's not a dog story, I'm afraid, but it's New Year. So we went to someone's house and they'd just done it up a few years back. And we had dinner with them. And she had a brand new, spanking new kitchen and everything. So the next day, Jane says into her phone, "Thank you for such a lovely evening. You thoroughly spoilt us," and sent it. And then looked again and it said, "Thank you for such a lovely evening. You thoroughly spoilt arse." Which took some pretty panic to explain it, I can say. So, yeah. The perils of
there you
AI.
go.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
Should we bring Simon on? Or
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's bring Simon
Absolutely.
in. Here he is.
Hello.
Hey, Simon.
Hi, Simon.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you guys too.
Well, so Simon, we love having you on the show, as you know, anyway, just for your general expertise and your ability to answer almost any question dog-related that's thrown at you. But, of course, we want to know, how is Strudel and how is Leia coping with it all?
She is doing amazing. It's like someone's replaced a puppy with a miniature dog. She's huge.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
She's pushing about 15 kilos. When we brought her home, she was about 4 or 5. So she's tripled in size. She's all leg. But no, she's doing brilliantly. It's like someone's given me a textbook dog case. She's not afraid of anything.
Fantastic.
She's not reactive with anything. She loves people. She loves other dogs. Her recall has been, she got it in the first maybe second repetition of the command and things like that. She's just picking things up like nobody's business. And she's even got to the point now where, like, Leia's done this, but Leia's had years of training and things. Like, Leia will run through a list of like tricks that she knows to sort of like get what she wants if she's not certain what I want. So like if I've got a treat in my hand and I say sit, she'll do a spin, she'll lie down, she'll run through all the tricks and go, is this the right one that you want me to do now? Wow. And Strudel's picked that up now. So she's just running through everything that she knows. She was rolling over the other day for no reason.
She's learning from Leia. That's very interesting, isn't it?
Oh, they're like partners in crime.
Does that happen a lot when they train guide dogs and so on? Do they train them with older dogs that know what to do? Is that part of the way they do it?
I can imagine so. I mean, a lot of with guide dogs, like the British guide dogs and things like that, they tend to sort of vet them for the personality first to see if they're capable of going into guide dog training. So they're just not wasting time and resources basically on a puppy that's not cut out for it. But yeah, I can't see why they wouldn't use older dogs because again, it's like we spoke about before, they speak each other's language, so they kind of get things that we don't get. There'll be little subtleties that even I'd miss, in body language and communication that they just inherently know, like sniffing, for example. Dogs can get so much information just from sniffing where another dog has been. I can't give that information. I just see a pile of wee or whatever it is. I can't get the same information that they can get, but they give each other, sort of information and like instructions, if there's danger nearby, prey, things like that.
Could dogs communicate by blinking?
Not, I mean, the length to they open and close their eyes, like they'll squint and they'll, in appeasement behaviours, they'll sort of make themselves look smaller or they'll open their eyes wide if they're sort of having like a hard stare. But blinking, not so much, no.
Right, that's that. Okay, I've wasted a lot of time.
Why did you ask that, Seann? Was it just a curiosity?
Well, sometimes Mildred will be looking at me and she'll blink, so I'll blink back. And then she blinks at me, and I blink back, and I feel like we're having a conversation, but I don't know what I'm saying.
There's a sign of like comfort there. She's definitely letting you know she's comfortable and happy and she's safe, but I don't think she's actually trying to tell you.
Simon is bailing you
Cats
out.
Cats on the
other hand, he's literally throwing you a bone.
Yeah. So if Mildred blinks twice, then I'll blink twice back.
That just means help, I think, in most cases, it doesn't. If you blink twice.
It just means she's blinking and you are overreacting by thinking it's some form of communication.
Yeah. Mildred's actually saying, I've blinked already.
I mean, cats, on the other hand, cats do communicate with blinks. You've probably seen like slow blinking or like one eye blinking. Yeah, okay. They'll sort of like give tips, but dogs are more physical.
Why? No, wait. I'm not having. How do you know that cats are communicating when they're blinking and dogs aren't?
It's standard animal behaviour.
Good comeback. Right, just testing you. Next question.
Seann's starting the year in a very feisty mood, isn't he? Sticking up for himself this year.
You get my certificates if you want me to, Seann.
Yeah, how do we actually know you work with dogs? Who are you really?
Get my qualifications, send it over to you.
How much time are you investing in training Strudel? Is it a lot of time during the day? Is it something someone can fit into their working day, or what's it involve?
Excellent question. Yeah, I mean, for me, whenever she's up and awake, it tends to be a training session. So whether that's feeding, playing with her, going for a walk, because she's still in that sort of developmental stage. I mean, she's past the sort of like 16 weeks threshold of where they learn everything, basically, the basics of everything. And she's in the sort of like the fine tuning stage now before she hits puberty, because when she hits puberty, she'll sort of go through another developmental stage when sort of all the sex hormones and stuff like that start coming through. Her personality will change a little bit, or she might test boundaries and things. So I'm just staying on top of as much as I can. For example, like on my Instagram, on my story, I've shared how well she is loose lead walking next to me without any corrections or verbal commands from me. And it's because at home, between about sort of 30 and 45 minutes a day, I'll just pop the lead on her. So she's walking around the house with the lead on. I'm not necessarily asking anything from her. I'm not pulling her around the house. But it's just so she gets used to the fact that, lead on means I need to pay attention to what's going on. Okay. And that's when we tend to do the training sessions and things like that. I mean, we do off-lead training as well. But the more we can get her used to now, the less we have to do in the future, basically. So if we can set those boundaries, we can set those thresholds, show her that, she can have all this amazing stuff if she just is appropriate with things in public and stuff like that, she can get as much freedom as she wants, when she's older and run around and do all things. Because I know I can rely on her to come back, for example, if she runs off in a field and things like that.
Yeah, but interesting that you think it's the first 4 months, which is just so critical.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It's where they develop a lot of their own personality traits, and because it's where they're getting the flush of hormones, brains are developing, bodies are developing. Like I say, Strudel's all legs at the minute. She's still quite uncoordinated just because her paws and legs are so big for the rest of her body, and she's still getting used to that sort of thing. Right. But in terms of training on a day-to-day basis, 15 to 20 minutes, even half an hour a day is perfect for puppies. Wow. You don't want to train them too long because you don't want them getting bored. Yeah. But you don't want to train them too short because they don't learn anything.
Yeah.
And what are the consequences of missing, if you miss those 4 months and it's not until afterwards that you start training? What are the consequences of that?
It's not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. Leia, for example, she was about 6 months old when I got her, so she'd already gone through that sort of developmental stage. But that did come with sort of issues. So, Leia's recall when I first got her was absolutely terrible because she'd gone 6 months of fending for herself and looking for her own food and chasing after rabbits or whatever she did while she was the street dog in Greece. So I had 6 months worth of bad habits, basically. Well, not even bad habits, just natural dog behavior, natural dog sort of instincts to sort of train into more of a sort of a human frame rather than a dog frame. But that's turned into things like she's incredibly fast at running, but she likes to run and chase, but she'll come back now. So I've managed to harness whatever she's learned in those 6 months and used it for good rather than sort of letting her just get away with everything and being a nightmare to handle.
Very nice. We actually have a question from one of our listeners. Some listeners have got questions for you. This is from Charlie. Charlie got in touch to ask, when is it okay to leave both dogs once you've introduced a puppy into your home with an older dog?
Yes.
Really good question, actually. It depends on, again, I think I mentioned last time, context is key, how the dogs are responding with each other first. If they're pretty amicable and they don't mind being in each other's presence for extended periods of time without you sort of directly monitoring and sort of breaking up play, like I said before with me and Leia and Strudel, I have to break them up playing. So they're not quite ready to just be on their own yet because they'll just constantly play when we go out and the house could be trashed by the time we get back. You want to test it I'd start with a couple of minutes at a time. Just literally, if you can set up a phone recording or if you've got a webcam or a security camera indoors, just record where they will be in sort of the living room area or wherever, and just leave the house for maybe 2 minutes and just see and monitor that video and just see when they start sort of settling, if they settle. If they don't settle, obviously go straight back in and make sure everything's okay. But if they're sort of settling after 2 minutes, say, they're just lying peacefully next to each other, bump that up to 5 minutes, then bump that up to 10 minutes, and then increase as you keep going on.
And maybe you've said this, I just missed it, but what's the problem with them playing for longer than that amount of time, other than it messing up the room, is that it might turn into an actual fight?
Yeah, there's a potential for that, mainly because, they are dogs, they are animals, that if they get overexcited, dogs jump up, dogs bark when they get overexcited and things like that. There could be a point where they could just get too excited. They're not intentionally trying to cause harm to each other, but the play could get carried away a little bit. Or, for example, with me, where I've been supervising play between Strudel and Leia, I know when they're getting to that point of too much excitement, so I can bring them down from there. But if you just leave two dogs to it, they're not going to tell each other no. It's like letting two toddlers into a ball pit and just seeing what happens. Eventually one's just going to accidentally hurt the other one, or it's never going to be intentional unless they really do not like each other in their own personal space. But it's just to avoid things like accidents or anything like that. It's just best practices, basically.
Just keeping an eye on it all. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Is there anything that you should look out for to know that actually they probably are ready before you try it? Is there an age where puppies are okay to be left on their own, and how does that work when there's another dog?
Yeah, I mean, with things like separation anxiety, for example, the sooner you can start it, the better. So I've mentioned before, Strudel's crate trained. So things like getting her settled in the crate means we can go to the bathroom for 5 minutes, or, we can nip out to the shops and things like that. We've tried Strudel now. She can go a good half an hour, 45 minutes on her own, be absolutely fine. And then that's sort of time that we need to go back. So we've got enough time to run to the supermarket or go to the gym for 45 minutes or whatever, and then get back in time. So she's not going to be too much. So the sooner the better, really, you start leaving them alone, but you don't want to do it so early that they start feeling abandonment. Between 8 and 10 weeks, I wouldn't really leave them much longer than a couple of minutes. 4 months upwards, I'd say, is probably a good time to start introducing separation and sort of like leaving them alone. If it's with another dog, it really depends on the relationship between the two dogs. If they can play and then settle on their own, so whether that's you sitting in the room or the next room over and you just sort of monitor them from a distance and you can see that they are starting to lie down and settle or mind their own business, which is more important, really. You want them to have that independence even from each other. And if they can do that reliably for a good 5-10 minutes with you there, try it without you there. But like I said, make sure you've got some form of way of monitoring. So either like a webcam or a security camera or something like that. If anything does happen, it's not going to be going wrong for too long, basically.
It sounds like it's a good idea to be around the dogs, but not to be giving them all your attention all the time. Is that a good thing to do?
Exactly. One of the worst things that people do is they get a puppy and then they take 2 weeks off work and then they just stay home every single day. And that dog just gets, and you know, like I was saying to you before, Jack, with the first 16 weeks, it's so important that you build those bonds and things like that. If you're just constantly with the puppy and they don't get rest and they don't get time on their own and they don't get, you know, a chance to try being on their own either, they're going to be a Velcro dog going forward. And then you've got an overattached dog for the rest of its life, really, if you don't address it. So it's like nipping it in the bud is the best time to do it, really. Like I said, you know, even if they're 8 weeks old, a couple of minutes is absolutely fine. Just don't push it too far. If they start getting distressed, absolutely make sure that you're not, you know, a lot of cases, puppies have come from litters of, 6 to 10 brothers and sisters with them, and all of a sudden they're on their own. It can be a real sort of like dynamic shift, and you don't want to sort of traumatize a puppy from just suddenly leaving on its own. So have that initial sort of time bonding with it, even if it's just for a couple of days, but then start drip feeding in this sort of leaving it alone. Because we don't want an overattached dog is just as bad as a dog that's being completely neglected. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not healthy for them to be overly happy. If a dog's absolutely going berserk and wetting itself every time it sees its owner and stuff like that, to us it feels wonderful because we feel really loved and it's like, oh, look at this creature, it's really, really excited. But to the dog, it's panicking because it's just got all these emotions and it's stressing itself out, and it kind of becomes too happy. I hate to say it's too happy, but it becomes overwhelmed with itself, and it's just not a healthy interaction. It's not a healthy way to be with another dog, let alone another owner. And then that can turn into things like frustrated greeting, when you're walking your dog and it's screaming because it wants to go and play with another dog. That's not healthy. Like, they need to have that social interaction first. They need to have that introduction, and then they can play. It shouldn't be like, oh my God, there's a dog there, I'm going to just scream and be as big a pain as possible because I want that dog to be with me. Again, that's an unhealthy attachment. It's too attached, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I think sometimes as well, I've noticed, and I'm speaking really about myself and Jane, is it's our psychology that needs attention as well as the dog's behavior, because you talked about Velcro dogs, and that's often to do with the owner not being able to let go, and we were certainly we were guilty of that, if that's the right word. We have been in the past, and thinking we anthropomorphise, don't we? We think that we attribute human emotions to our dogs, and it's not always. It's really very rarely appropriate. They have to be who they are, and it took quite some doing. I've spoken about it on previous episodes. Just letting Dolly be with the vet or be with the groomer so she can have her nails clipped and so on. And all of the trauma was in our mind. She was absolutely fine, 100% fine. She kind of. Yeah. She's intelligent enough probably to trust us and think, well, if they're letting me do this, it's probably okay. And that's, again, is anthropomorphizing, isn't it? But I think it's often about what's going on in our heads.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it goes the other way as well. Like, embarrassment. We get embarrassed when our dogs do something outside. Yeah. Our dog doesn't care. No. If your dog runs off and rolls in fox poo, to you, it's like, oh my God, I need to bath it. I need to do this. To the dog, it's like, yeah, great. This smells wonderful. Yeah. Like, they don't have the same emotions we do. And because we project onto them, we can kind of get ourselves a bit overwhelmed as well, because we're thinking too much of like how we'd feel in that situation. We're not thinking about how the dog feels in that situation.
Yeah. Although sometimes I think I've noticed there's the opposite end of the scale. I've known people who've had dogs that are so tightly trained that they've almost got no joy in them anymore. They're just do what they're told. You know, they come in, they sit, they go when they're told, and there's almost no. It's like they just need a good cuddle and some fun. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
and they're
robots.
called shutdown dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a phrase, is there? Shut down dogs.
Yeah, basically, you've hit the nail on the head again, Jack. It's just like you get them to the extent where they kind of give up. They just go, okay, well, this is what I do now. I just do this. I just do what I'm told. I'll sit where I need to be. And again, I love how you phrase things, Jack. Like, you need to let the dogs be a dog.
Yeah.
You know, most of the issues we have, most of the reasons why I get called in as a canine behaviorist is because the human has the issue, not the dog. It's the dog's doing something the human doesn't like, and they go, well, I need to fix that.
Yeah.
When instead of going, why is the dog doing that? And that's where I come in. I go, right, okay, the dog's doing this. Why is the dog doing this? You know, if the dog's trying to rip up your carpet, maybe it's not getting enough fulfillment. So maybe you need to take it to the beach a bit more and let it have some digging in some sand where it's allowed to dig and be destructive, but it's not going to hurt anyone or hurt anything. And, you know, it's very much like us as humans as well, because we're quite materialistic. You know, we like our clothes, we like our furniture and things. Puppy chews up the skirting board. The puppy's not going, I'm ruining your interior design. No. It's going, oh, this feels good on my teeth right now, so I'm going to do it here. They'd be doing it on a tree branch if it was outside, you know. And it just so happens that we paid a lot of money for those skirting boards, so we get annoyed, and we've got this whole cycle going on upstairs as well.
Well, by the way, it's noted that when Jack says something, you love the way he phrases things. And if I say I'm talking to my dog by blinking, it's just gibberish. I see. Okay.
I threw you a bone. I tried to get you out of that one.
Okay. No, I get it. It's fine. I see. Right.
No one's keeping score, Sean. No one's keeping score. Maybe you are, in your mind.
You wait until I do a new podcast with Mildred where we blink at each other for 40 minutes.
The audio on that will be fantastic.
Me and my blinking dog. Well.
But we do actually have one last question before we let you go, Simon. I think if you've got time, we've got one last question from a listener, Sylvia, who says, "Hi, Sara, Jackie." I assume that's a typo, or she's just so familiar. Yeah. Hey, Jackie, how'd you like that, Jack? What do you think of that, Jackie? Can we call you Jackie?
I don't like being called Jackie. No. Well, I have been called Jackie occasionally. It's not something I was prepared to come out with just yet. So,
thank you for that, Sylvia. So Sylvia says she has a weird question. She says, I have a 5-year-old miniature schnauzer called Freddie. Fairly regularly, when I'm about to go downstairs in the morning, he will give me a strong nose butt in the back of the legs, just as I'm on the top step. So I have to grab the banister to stop from falling. It was bad enough that he does it to me, but I recently had a house guest for a couple of weeks, and he did it to her too. I've seen videos of cats pushing other cats down the stairs, but don't associate dogs with that kind of black humour. Any record of dogs doing this, and why do you think he does it? He is in every regard a loving and an affectionate boy.
I would say that at some point he's done it, and it's encouraged you to go down the stairs a bit quicker. If it's first thing in the morning, it tends to be you're letting them out or feeding them or something like that. And he's probably done it once and noticed, they go down the stairs a bit quicker if I do this. So he's done it again, and he's mistaken her stumbling on the top step for her. Going, okay, right, fine, I'll hurry up. That's probably what's happened. Especially if he's done it to a house guest as well. It's definitely a learned behaviour. I don't think it's anything specific to the person. I mean, dogs can be jokers. So they've done some studies into wolf packs and wild dogs and things, and there tends to be a member of the pack who is like the joker, who it's like their job they'll bring sticks and they'll play with the puppies, and like they'll be the more sort of like light-hearted member of the pack. They'll never be sort of like in a leader position, but they're the one who sort of like cheers them up when they're grieving, or, you know, again, entertains the puppies and stuff like that. So there is usually a dog within a pack that tends to be the sort of joker / trickster kind of role. So maybe he's just leaning into that as well and going, this is fun. They just like it, Jack.
Yeah.
I really hope Sylvia's okay, because she did send this a little while ago, and she says, P.S. if my dead body is ever found at the bottom of the stairs, you know who did it.
Yeah.
Wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, it wouldn't hold up in court, would it? We're like, I just wanted him to go down the stairs a little bit quicker. That's all it was. You can, yes, my lord, call it pushing if you want.
I mean, if they want to get rid of the behaviour, the best thing to do is when he does it, when you get the nose bump, walk off somewhere in the landing. So either go to the bathroom or back into the bedroom and condition him to go, look, if you're going to behave like that,
so it causes the opposite to happen, in other words. Yeah, good idea, yeah. So but hopefully Jackie is still able to listen. She's not, yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. I've now got a vision of her on the hall floor, tapping on her neighbour's wall and eating cardboard. But anyway,
whilst this plays on her Amazon Alexa,
she's blinking.
Alexa, turn it off.
Well, look, Simon, it's been, as it always is, an absolute pleasure to talk to you, and thank you for coming on and keeping us updated on Strudel. And make sure you come back and keep carry on keeping us updated.
I'll try and get her on camera next. She's been an
absolute
lunatic this morning. So because it's snowing, she's going absolutely nuts. So
wonderful.
When she's a bit calmer, I'll bring her on camera.
Send us a photo.
Oh, thanks a lot.
I shall do.
And Happy New Year, Simon. Great to see you again.
Happy New Year's, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Brilliant.
Wonderful stuff.
Good stuff.
Lovely talking to Simon, as always. And thank you for your questions for Simon as well, listeners. We appreciate that.
Yeah, sorry we didn't get around to all of them, but I think we got around to the most important one is how to stop your dog pushing you down the stairs.
Move into a bungalow. Yeah. Thank you for listening to Oh My Dog. We hope you enjoyed Simon's insights.
Yes, keep getting in touch. hello@omdpod.com and find us on Instagram @omdpod. You can send us your voice notes as well and emails, because this episode is where we hear from you. No, it's not. I've read the wrong bit. Sorry.
Don't worry.
I've been on the wrong script. all.
Oh, bless you, Jack.
I couldn't find the one with Simon on it. Anyway.
Don't worry too much.
Okay.
It's just the bit. Please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
No, I've got it now.
You got it. Okay.
I found the right one. Yes, and our December newsletter will be out then. So please sign up for that and go.
No, sorry, Jack. That's the wrong.
I'm sorry.
I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
Just blinking away.
Yeah. Maybe I'll communicate it through blinks. Can I do that? There you go. I think people got the message.
Yeah.
Mildred
we've had a huge spike in subscriptions.
People thinking their headphones aren't working properly. Okay, I don't know what happened, but anyway. No, I haven't got it. Oh,
if you go to the email, there would be the 2 dots.
I had an email with 3 scripts at the bottom, and none of them are the right one. It seems it's not. I'm sure it's my fault, not yours. But
yeah, because Sean got them.
So
shall I just do it?
Oh, do you mind? Sorry.
No, it's fine. Yes, please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel @OMDpod, and please do get in touch by emailing us at hello@omdpod.com and find us on Instagram @OMDpod. You'll find loads of extra content and videos there, and you can send us your voice notes and sign up to our newsletter.
And don't forget to give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast to. And remember, a dog is for life, not just for podcasts.
Oh, I don't know. I still don't know what happened with my emails. But anyway,
the amount of carrying I have to do on this pod. Oh my God.